Welcome to Airsoft Report's video review of the new Echo 1 MP5J. Now we got ours from Long Island Airsoft for $115, making this one of the most economical full-size electric airsoft guns that you can get. Now, we're going to go over what we like and what we don't like. And there's a lot that we like on this model. To give you first a feel for the size of the gun, this comes in as our most compact AEG at just under 23 inches. That's with the stock fully collapsed. We give you the dollar and the pen to give you a general idea of scale so you can get the feel for exactly what kind of size AEG you're dealing with. Now it comes out of the factory with a stock high capacity 200 round magazine and the standard Echo 1 1100 milliamp 1.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery housed in the foregrip. And we'll go over a couple of features here that we like. Like I said, there's very little on this gun that we don't like. Firstly, there's the stock. This, from what we can tell, is a simple two-position collapsible stock. It's either out or it's closed. We couldn't find any position halfway in between, although some do come with that. We suspect, though we haven't taken it off ourselves, that the stock could be swapped out for a different model, as there are pins that appear to be in place for easy removal. If, for example, you wanted to add a solid stock, it looks like you could do so very easily. Okay, feels very solid. There are very few squeaks from this gun. The only place you hear or feel some flex is going to be in the stock, but that's inevitable given the design, and we're willing to make that trade. A couple other things to point out. Again, the foregrip. Very sturdy, very solid. Anyone who's seen or used an MP5 AEG is probably familiar with this design. It's all very straightforward. The battery is housed in the foregrip, and the foregrip is removed by popping out the one cotter pin at the very almost nose of the gun. You pop that out and pull off the battery compartment. As we've seen with most other Echo 1 guns, the wiring is done well. They lash the fuse in there very securely. It's not going anywhere. The wiring itself seems to be of a higher quality generally than what we've seen with others like the UTG variants. Very, very clean, very user-friendly design there. Again, anyone who's used an MP5 AEG knows how this little guy works. You just put the battery in the foregrip. You're going to have to squeeze a little bit when you're pushing the cotter pin in, but other than that, very easy to do. Now you do have the fake charging handle on the left side of the gun. It doesn't do anything. It does look pretty good, but of course, you don't want to let it snap forward as you could very easily break the thing. But for looks alone, it is pretty slick. You pull it back. Again, there's no function or any real practical purpose that we can see for including it, but for the fun factor. The sights, also some of our favorite. Again, most HK airsoft guns have this type of sight setup with the multiple aperture. It's pretty simple. You have the hooded sight on the front, and then you have the different apertures to choose from on the back. It actually gives you a fair range. You pull up on the sight ever so slightly, and it is, from what we can tell, a metal sight, although the rest of the assembly has plastic in it. Anyway, you have the largest aperture there for close-up. You have the mid-range aperture there. Now you're getting into the smaller apertures, which would be great for longer distance shooting, which you could actually do with this gun. It's pretty accurate, and as you saw in our firing test, you can hit targets up to a maximum effective range of about 200 feet, which is pretty good for an airsoft gun. You also have the standard magazine release. You either have the lever option on the one, or you have the push button capability here. Though the push button is a little more awkward than just simply using one-handed release. Of course, you have the usual BBs that will fall out, usually 3 or 4, nothing too severe. And of course, the magazine itself is actually metal, and it is standard high cap. Though we have to say, one nice thing about the MP5 high cap magazines is the winding gear. It may be difficult to see, but it's actually quite wide as winding gears go, which makes it very easy to wind, especially in a hurry. Although it is only 200 rounds and you will go through it very quickly. In fact, usually there are about 20 or so BBs left in the chamber in the stack that won't get wound, so it's actually more like 180 or so. So definitely get an extra magazine. That's all the stuff that we like. The only thing that we don't like about this gun so far is the fire selector switch. It's very sloppy. We have not been able to successfully get it into single fire mode. There's no positive click in that we can find. That click you may have just heard for us has been safety, not automatic fire. So, you know, the model you get may have a better fire selector switch, or it may be like ours. Either way, that's not been a big issue, as we almost never fire in single fire mode. So in summary, we have a great little AEG. It has a decent capacity magazine, though you will want to get an extra one. You have a very simple, very solid foregrip. You have very easy hop-up adjustment, by the way. It's this little knob here, nothing to pull back or take off. It's a very simple and very easily adjusted and dialed in knob. We've done it while we're shooting. They give you the option of having a different type of flash suppressor. This is one nice option that you find on this gun we haven't found on other guns. You simply push back and then you can remove it, so you can have the shorter nub, if you want to call it that actually does unscrew for installation of a mock silencer or even a tracer unit. We like having the larger oranger tip on there. We think looks better, and frankly is going to be a little bit more peace of mind. It locks in pretty easily there. Again, all in all, very good gun, very cheap, probably one of Echo One's best offerings, we think. It's both compact, powerful, looks good, and as we said earlier, is the most economical Echo One offering to date. Definitely worth the money. So take a look at airsoftreports.com for more information on the Echo One MP5J, the Echo One M4A1 carbine, and the Echo One G36C. We also have a great forum, so if you have any questions for us, feel free to post those questions there and we'll do our best to get back to you. We'll be reviewing lots more airsoft guns to come, so feel free to take a look at the site, send some questions our way, and of course, check out all the videos we have on both the firing report and of course other airsoft gun reviews.